What is going on, everyone? I'm John from 16 Views, and this is going to be just a really quick little video. But Apple recently released iOS 13.7, and with this update it brings the new exposure notification tracking. Over the past couple weeks, we saw this in the iOS 14 beta, but with this update, it brings it to the public and everyone who has an iPhone that is eligible to be updated. Basically, to keep this simple, when you enable exposure notifications, your iPhone will basically keep a record of every single phone you come in close contact with. And don't worry, this is completely secure. The record is all stored on your phone instead of the cloud, so it can't be hacked. But basically, your phone will keep a log of all the phones you come in close contact with, and if you end up testing positive for COVID-19, it will alert these phones that you come in close contact with and tell them that they have recently, in the past 14 days, come in contact with someone who has tested positive for COVID. And so that they can take the appropriate measures, either social distance, quarantine, or get tested for COVID to stay safe and prevent the spread. And this works vice versa. If you come in close contact with someone who ends up testing positive for COVID, you will get an alert saying that you came in close contact with someone who tested positive for COVID. Again, all of this is private. You won't be able to see anyone's name or anyone's data, and they won't be able to see your name or any of your data. There is a catch with this, though. Apple has basically the software that allows them to trace phones, but each individual state has to come out with an app that works along with Apple software and that you can go into and say if you tested positive. And unfortunately, there are currently only 6 states that have an app like this. I'm not really sure why there can't be just one app that all the US can use, but each individual state has to have its own app. I live in Virginia, which is one of the few states that actually has an app, and I think Virginia was actually the first state to have an app, so way to go, Virginia. But I'll leave a link in the description that will tell you if your state has an app, and then a link to the app if it does have it. And hopefully as we go, more states will develop and create their own app. So when I show you how to set this all up, I'll be using the Virginia app. But if you don't live in Virginia, it should be the exact same setup, besides you just having to use a different app. But everything else will be the same. And don't worry, this is really straightforward, it's really easy, so let's get right into it. The very first thing you're going to want to do, of course, is update your phone. And with that, you just go into settings, you go to general, and do software update. I am running the iOS 14 beta, but yours, it will say iOS 13.7 update, and so you just have to install that. Once you have installed that, then you'll open settings, and you'll notice that there's going to be a new list in the settings that says exposure notifications. So you'll click on that, it'll say no active region, so you click on no active region, click then add another region, continue, and scroll down to United States. Then you click on your state, and I'll click on Virginia, and here it can say my region has an exposure notification app. I know that Virginia's exposure app is called COVIDWISE, so I'm going to open the App Store and download COVIDWISE. Once you have your app downloaded, you're going to open it, go to Get Started, and then Continue, and then Enable, and Allow when it asks if you would like to send you notifications. Then it'll be done. Once you've enabled the permissions, you'll just open Settings, go back into Exposure Notifications, and then there, it'll tell you that it's active. And it'll give you weekly updates saying you didn't come in contact with anyone who tested positive, or you did. And if you ever do test positive, you'll just go into your app, and of course it'll be a little different for every app, but in Virginia's app, you'll go into the app and then open the virtual VDH, and you can just click I have received a positive test result. Or you can go here and say, share a positive diagnosis. And then this will then notify everyone else who has come in close contact with you so that they can be tested. So as you can see, this process is really simple. It takes almost no time to set up, but it could really help someone who maybe is a little older and at higher risk for COVID, and it can help just slow down the spread in general. So if your state has the app, please download it. I think it would help a lot of people. The more people who download it, the better contact tracing we'll have and the faster we can just kind of get out of this. If you have any questions or anything like that, just drop them in the comments. I'll help you out with it. But this is John from 16 Views. See ya.